What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a quick fun video that may be useful for some folks, and we're going to take a look at a way to get a pretty huge damage boost for primary weapons in Destiny 2, especially in Season of the Seraph with some of the mods we have in the game right now. And this will be good for weapons like Revision 0, but also other primary ammo type weapons where you can increase damage by more than 100% with only a small amount of setting up. So let's check it out. Firstly, we should mention this isn't necessarily a run and gun, permanent damage buffed instant god mode setup, but it's a pretty useful configuration for tougher endgame content where you might want to prioritize tanky targets. And it's a great way to give your primary weapon a solid boost for the vast majority of the time, including specifically when solo, as we can take advantage of the new solo operative mod this season. And so in the video here, we're rocking the Revision 0 because of course it's the new swag for Season 19, and getting critical hits gives the weapon targeting data indicated on the side of the screen. And we can use that to then special reload the weapon with high damage rounds, basically turning it into a sniper rifle momentarily. What do you guys think of Revision 0, by the way? Let us know down in the comment section. But with these primary ammo weapons, we can increase damage, and here's a quick example. So here, the base hunter's trace shot on Revision 0 is 39k, but we can boost that to 59k, and then ultimately 82k, which is over 100% damage increase on the weapon. And this can apply to all primary ammo type weapons, could be Fighting Lion, Outbreak Perfected, Malfeasance, or Wishender, which is incredibly strong. And so the first part of this damage increase is simply the Whisper of Rending stasis fragment, so rocking a stasis subclass of course, and then Whisper of Rending allows primary ammo weapons to do increased damage against frozen targets, and so if we freeze the target, we can get between 42 and 50% increase to damage depending on the weapon, which is pretty good. And if you're playing on a Titan, Heart of Inmost Light or Armamentarium will help you get more nades to freeze targets. Of course, for hunters, things like Bacchus or Renewal Grasps are pretty good. And for warlocks, Osmiomancy Gloves give an extra grenade charge as well, and that freezing effect alone is given a great damage bump. However, if you get charged with light by running Glacial Harvest, where freezing targets create stasis shards, and combine that with elemental shards, where stasis shards count as elemental wells, and then the elemental charge mod, you'll pretty much always get 2 times charged with light every time you get a couple of frozen target kills. And then we can take advantage of high energy fire, and of course when charged with light, we gain a bonus to weapon damage, and each defeated combatant consumes a stack of charged with light. And high energy fire increases damage by another 20% here, which stacks with Whisper of Rending. But there's more, and if we stack the new solo operative mod for the season as well, that grants increased damage of 15% when you're the only member of the fire team, so a really good mod for solo players. And all of these stacking together once again increase damage to over 100%. And so we can continuously freeze targets and kill them to get charged with light, and then the next targets we freeze are going to receive that huge damage bonus. And you can see Revision 0 right here, 1 or 2 shotting some very tanky targets, and even doing some significant damage to bosses for a primary. It's the same with Malfeasance here as well. It can put out some really good damage, and of course, there are loads of other primary ammo weapons which will benefit from this, and the great thing is that you don't always have to have every single buff active. Even if you're just freezing targets or taking advantage of high energy fire on its own, the benefits are pretty significant. Obviously, this won't replace your DPS weapons, but it's a good way to make your primary put in more work, especially useful if you're playing solo, whether you're just running basic content or even if you're looking at soloing Legend Lost sectors or GMs and things like that. And so there we go guys, a good way to get a massive damage boost right there for primary weapons, including the new Revision 0 this season. So let us know if you've used this configuration of mods before. Obviously, High Energy Fire and Whisper of Rending are both pretty popular, but I thought it was worth highlighting how beneficial it can be on these types of weapons. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Plus, if you want to see more Destiny content, feel free to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted. But otherwise, as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.